Hey everyone, you're welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be showing you all how to crochet this neat look beanie, which has a very nice finishing at the top, quick and easy to make. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please give this video a thumbs up and hit on the subscribe button. If you are ready, let's begin. For this tutorial, you'll be needing a 4.0 hook, some balls of yarn with its corresponding hook size depending on the size of yarn, a tape measure, a pair of scissors, some stitch markers, a tapestry needle, the measurements for making this, which is round your head and how long you want it to be. To begin, roll your yarn over your finger and try to make a slip knot, just as you can see. Then insert your hook right at the middle of that slip knot and chain up to your desired length, which is 50 for mine. So I'll meet you when I'm done with that. And now that I'm done chaining 50, I am going to place my tape on this to measure out the length. So my 50 chains gave me a total of 12 inches, which is going to be the length of this beanie. Now, after chaining up to your desired length, skip the first chain space right here and move to the second chain space and make a single crochet just as shown. To make a single crochet, insert your hook right into the chain just like this, pull up a loop you were having to and pull through all. Move over to the next chain space and do the same thing on the next space. So guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep working my single crochets just like this up until right here. Here at the end of the chain 50, I'm just going to count out 5 chains and insert my stitch marker on the 5th one to mark that particular chain. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep working my single crochets from here up to the stitch marker. And when I get to the last 5, I'll show us what to do. So guys, right now I am almost at the stitch marker where we have our 5 chains. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and work my last single crochet right here. Okay, so this is my last single crochet, and right after that I'm going to take out my stitch marker and make a slip stitch on that 5th chain. Okay, so here I'm going to make a slip stitch. To make a slip stitch, insert your hook right into the chain, pull up a loop and pull through all. Okay, insert your hook into the chain space, pull up a loop, you have to, and pull through all. So keep doing this until you get to the very end. The essence of these slip stitches is to enable us close this beanie neatly at the top. And with that, we have come to the end of our row 1. You see? Very simple. Now for row 2, chain 1, just like this, flip your work over to the other side, and then we are going to be making a slip stitch over the loop. This time around, we are not working on the chain spaces but on the loop. So watch carefully as I place my hook on one loop. Okay, just one loop. So I am going to make a slip stitch over the loop just like this. Insert your hook and make a slip stitch over the back loop, not the front loop but the back loop. Okay, so watch carefully and do as I say. You are just working 5 slip stitches. Make sure you are counting while you are working 5 slip stitches over the back loop, and once I get to the part where we have our single crochets, I am just going to work a total of 45 single crochets. Okay, now to make a single crochet, don't forget we are working on the back loop also. Insert your hook right on the back loop just like this. Pull through. You are having to pull through all, so keep doing this until we get to the very first chain space in front. I'm just going to place my stitch marker here so we don't get confused where we have slip stitches and single crochets. So work from here down to the very beginning, and I'll meet you guys once I am done with that. So guys, this is how far we have walked, and this is what our walk actually looks like using the back loop only, single crochet back loop only. Okay, so I am actually at the last single crochet, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, and that's the end of our row 2. Now for row 3, I'm going to chain up 1 just as shown, and then start working my single crochets from the first chain space right there, back loop only. I'm still going to be working my 45 single crochets back loop only, don't forget.
These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Memory lane isn't that too far away from our hearts. Yeah, yeah. The ones we keep close, we should never let go.
So I'm just going to keep working that from here to the part where I have my 5 slip stitches, or to the part where I have my stitch marker. So do not forget to use your stitch marker, and once you get here, just make your 5 slip stitches. Okay, chain 1, make another 5 slip stitches, and then make your 45 single crochets up onto the top, and on the next row you still repeat the same thing. So this is what you keep doing row by row until you hit your head's circumference, which is round your head. Okay, so I'll meet you guys when I get to mine. Keep walking. So guys, I am done walking, and this is where we are. I walked a total of 77 rows from the beginning down to the very end, and you can see the size so far. Okay, so this stitch actually gave a very nice ribbon effect. I'm sure you can see this clearly. It gave a very nice neat look, as if it's knitted, whereas it's crocheted, and it's quite stretchy as well. And this is where I joined my second ball. So guys, so far so good. This is where we are, and when we measure that 77 inches which I have worked so far, it measures a total of 22 inches when stretched. Okay, so you have to stretch out to measure. Just make sure that you are basically making something that can be able to wrap around your head. Okay, so you can take your head circumference, or around your head, the measurement of around your head, and make sure you make something that can wrap around your head just like mine. Now to join the beanie, I am going to be slip stitching over to the other end of the beanie just like this, and then turn over my work in a manner where I can slip stitch from the other side just like this, and then I'm going to make a slip stitch to join. Okay, move over to the second chain space, insert your hook on this end, and insert your hook on the other end of the beanie, and make a slip stitch like this. Move over to the third chain space and also find the third chain space on the other side of the beanie and make a slip stitch. So basically I am just slip stitching on each chain space on the both ends of the beanie just like this. So make sure you do this carefully so you do not skip any chain space at all. Okay, meanwhile I am just going to be slip stitching from the tip up to about 2 inches away, or 2 inches up Okay, this is the brim part that will be flipped up in the beanie. So I'm just slip stitching up from here, and once I have arrived to about something 2 inches above, I am going to stop and then start working on the inside part of the beanie. This part is just going to be facing up, so I do not want anyone seeing the stitches on the upper part of the brim that will be facing up.
And realign yourself with the world, baby. Breathe slow, baby. Yeah. We should breathe slow. We should breathe slow. We should breathe slow. We should breathe slow. We should breathe slow.
And now that I've turned my work over to the other side, I am going to continue slip stitching from this other side, which is going to be the body part of this beanie, because I do not want anyone knowing how we closed or where we closed our beanie. So this is a way of making the flip up to be very neat, and the stitches or the closing will be invisible on the inside. So keep making your slip stitches and keep joining your beanie from here straight to the top of the beanie, and I'll meet you guys once I get to the top. So guys, we are now at the top and I'm done slip stitching. So I'm just going to pull out my strings um long enough to be able to finish up the closing on the top part. Okay, so make sure you stretch out something like an arm length. Yes. So now that we are done closing, guys, this is what our beanie looks like, quite stretchy and still having that neat look. This is the 2 inches part where we stitched in front, so that part will be staying inside. Let's go ahead and close the top. Now to close the top, I am going to be inserting the strands of yarn into the eye of the tapestry needle just as shown, and I'm going to pull that in and use it to stitch this top.
If you find the one, you should never give her up.
Now insert your tapestry needle into the very top part or the tips of our slip stitches just as you can see, and then pass that through onto the next and pick the tip onto the next one, pick the tip onto the next one, pick the tip just as shown. So once I do that, I will be passing it through into the tip. Okay, so keep doing this round until you have picked the tips of the slip stitches on the top part here, and then I'll show us what next to do.
I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see, yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Memory lane isn't that too far away from our hearts, yeah, yeah. The ones we keep.
And now I am almost at the end of that. I am just going to pass this out of the tips and we have gotten to the end. So I am just going to draw this string carefully to close the top. So make sure you pull the top part in a way that you can actually close it as much as you want, but do that carefully so you do not cut your strands while trying to pull. So once I'm done pulling, I am just going to knot the two ends, that is the strand here and the other end, just like this. Secure the ends neatly and tightly so that you can actually close that top. Make sure you tie it safely in a way that it doesn't open later on, and then you can pass in the strands of your yarn into the eye of the tapestry needle again, and then stitch the top of your beanie. In case if you didn't close yours very well, this is an opportunity to stitch it more in case you want it more closed. But I'm just gonna pass this through here and then pass to the other end body of the beanie to have a neat finishing. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that out once I am done. I'm just basically securing this so it doesn't open up later.
We should never let go, so tell me who you love, baby. Take a moment to unwind, fix yourself and realize.
And now that I'm done cutting that out, I'm going to also go ahead and cut off my um strands, leftover strands over here, to make sure that our work is neat, tidy up our work. And that's the end, guys. This is the finished look of our beanie. It's quite stretchy, and it has that ribbon look or that neat look, whereas it's crocheted. This is very neat and durable. If you loved and watched this video up until now, please do well to give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to share this video to as many as possible, and if you're not yet subscribed, please join the amazing family. Hit on the subscribe button to join and turn on your post notifications so that you are first to get notified once I upload more beautiful, helpful videos such as this one. And until then, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.
Yourself